Hi, my name is Ashton and welcome back to Ashton's EDC. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my watch collection. I have quite a few watches that I wear every day. Every day I will put on a watch, and I have a decently sized collection. I've got about 6 watches, I think. So, every day I'll pick the one that I want to put on. But most of them are Casios, most of them are G-Shocks, but I have a couple of other ones as well, which I will show off. So what I'll do is I'll just get right to it. I'll turn the camera down towards the table and we'll take a look at these different watches in my collection. Alright, so here we are taking a look at my watch collection. So we'll get right to it. The first one, this is a G-Shock watch, as you can see. The model number on this is the GA-900HC. Turn it over to the back, hopefully you can see that there. And then the module number is a 5637. Hopefully you can see that in the light there. Pretty nice watch. I just really like the look of it, the design. I'll put it on just to kind of show you how it fits. So it does have these sort of double holes here for the watch, or for the clasp to fit in. Fits me pretty nicely. It has this sort of keeper here as well. And yeah, I can even make it a little bit tighter there. It's got a nice clasp. This part is metal, but this part is just plastic, I believe. So, but that doesn't really bother me at all. So there's kind of a look at the strap, and then obviously the watch face itself. So this is a negative display watch. So I'll do my best to, show the screen to try and get it in such a way that you can see. Might be a little bit tricky, but. So first off, this is kind of a double analog and digital. So you can see it does have the hour and minute hands there, and then it also has this digital display. So obviously you can see there the hour and minute, and then I have it set so that it shows the time as well on the digital display, as well as the seconds. It does have this kind of graphic area up here that counts the seconds. Hopefully you can see that, which is kind of cool. So obviously there's no second hand, but you can see there the seconds sort of moving. And then obviously we have these 4 buttons here: adjust, reset, mode, and start. And then a button here. This is the light button. Unfortunately, the light on this is definitely one of the worst parts of the watch. It doesn't light up the digital display at all. It just sort of has a little bit of a beam of light that comes from right there. Hopefully you can see that there. So it lights up a little bit, just enough to see the hands, but other than that, not much else. But then we'll kind of take a look through some of the features here. So first off, on this kind of home screen, as you can see, I have it showing the seconds and the time currently. But if you press this button here, press it once and it will change the display. So now it shows the day and the date, so the day of the week and the date. And then press it once again and it will go back to the seconds and the time. And then once again it will go back to the date and the day. So there's a couple different options there, as you can see. So I'll leave it there for now. And then if you press the mode button, it will bring you up to the next section, and it will kind of show you what screen you're on up here in the corner. So you can see it has TMR for timer, then world time, then you can't see it because it's underneath the hour hand, but that's alarm, and then stopwatch. So you can see right there, the little square kind of shows that we're in the timer mode. So here we can set the timer to whatever we want, and then you would just press this button to start it, stop, and then I believe this one, or no, then this one where it says reset to reset it. Then press the mode button again. It will take us to the next screen, which is the world time. Then you can select which area you'd like to have the world time set at. So currently it's set at Buenos Aires, just because that is, I guess, the default or the last screen I had it on. But you can use these buttons here on this side to scroll through to select a different time zone. So there's Rio, etc. Press the mode button again. It'll take us to the alarm section. And there is 4 alarms, which you can access by pressing this. So alarm 2, alarm 3, alarm 4, then snooze, and signal, which is the hourly signal, which I currently have on. And you can see there is a little indicator sig, just to indicate that the hourly time signal is on. Then pressing the mode again will bring you to the stopwatch. Then pressing this will start and stop and reset. Pressing it once more will bring you back to the time. And now one other feature which is kind of cool on this watch is if you're on the timekeeping mode, or the kind of the home screen, by pressing the start button, it will immediately take you to the stopwatch. So if you just want to start a stopwatch really quick, just press start and it will take you right to the stopwatch section. And then obviously reset, then mode, and takes you back to the time. So that is for the GA-900 HC. Really nice G-Shock watch, and yeah, one of my favorites for EDC, although these are probably all my favorites for EDC, so it's not just that one. Next up, kind of a similar, very similar to that other one, this is the GA-100L, as you can see, hopefully, and the module number on this is 5081. So there's the back. This one has a very similar strap to the other one, with kind of that double hole system. And then the clasp is metal on both sections. So metal kind of on the teeth here and on this part. I'll put it on just to show. And then it does have this sort of little keeper. Fits really nice. Another great watch. Really like this color combination, the sort of blue and orange. I do believe it comes in quite a few other variations, but this is just the one that I chose. So as for this one does have that negative display once again. Hopefully you can see. So here I have it showing the time, and then the day of the week, and the seconds. And then it does have the hour and minute hands as well. And it does have a light similar to the other one, but you access that by pressing this button here. It is more of an orange kind of light. It does function very similarly in that it just sort of casts a light over the top of the watch to sort of illuminate the face, but really isn't, again, not a strong feature of this watch. I do wish it had a better light system, backlight, but that's okay. So as far as the modes go, so let's see here, just one second. So by pressing the mode button, obviously, it will take you to the stopwatch. Hopefully you can see that there. And then you can start, stop, and reset. Reset is actually over here on this watch. Another kind of different feature is there's no button sounds on this watch. So when I press the mode button, there's no beep like on the first one. So, and there isn't a way to turn that on or off. That is just kind of the default setting that it is currently, or just it does not have any button sounds or key tones. So let's see here. I'm just going to go back to the main screen just to kind of go through this again. So press the mode once, it will take you to the stopwatch. Press it again, will take you to a timer. Once more to world time. Then to alarm. And again, by pressing this button, it'll take you through alarm 1, 2, 3, 4, snooze and signal, and then press it once more and it will take you back to the time keeping mode. So this does have a couple other sort of displays. So as you can see, let's start here. It's a little bit tricky to show, but if you have the snooze function on, it will sort of have an indicator up there in the top left, and then if you have the signal, it will have an indicator in the bottom right. This, I believe, is to set it so it has automatic light, so that it will sort of sense whenever you turn your wrist toward you to check the time, it will turn on the light. And then up here is the alarm. So if you have an alarm set, it will show an indicator in that corner. And it does have these other dials as well, and that is sort of to go along with the stopwatch. So if I go to the stopwatch screen, if I press start, let it go a couple of seconds, and if you watch this sort of needle or this hand there, once I press stop, it will move. And then once I press reset, it will move back to 0. So I believe that is actually a measurement to calculate the speed that you're going, so however many kilometers or miles per hour. So if you're traveling or something like that, I believe that's what that is for. And then as well as this screen, sort of those, using both of those, you can calculate the speed that you're going. Kind of an interesting feature, not one that I really find any use for, but it is there. So that is this one, the GA-100L, right there. All right, next up, this is one of my first G-Shock watches that I got. This is the GBA800 with the module number 5554. Hopefully you can see that there. A little bit of a smaller watch compared to these other two, at least that's how it feels when I'm wearing it. This one I do really enjoy the backlight, so by pressing this button right here, it will illuminate both the LED screen as well as the area for the hands. Let's see if I can show that here. Hopefully you can see that. This light does work quite well though. Really enjoy that. So this watch has quite a few really interesting features. One, I guess, sort of downside is the buttons aren't the best to press, but they do work just fine. So it does have that negative display, but I do find it a little bit easier to read than the other watches as far as the negative display goes. But we'll go through the features. So press the mode button here. It will take you to the stopwatch. Same thing. Press that. It will start, stop, and reset. Press the mode button again. And it has this recording feature. So I don't exactly know how this works, but you are able to record the time and date, I believe, of whenever you're using a stopwatch. So if you need that data for something, you're able to access it here. I don't know 100% how that works, but I believe that's what this screen is for. Press it again, it will take you to the timer. Then once more, it'll take you to the world time, I believe. Or no, that brings you back to the time, sorry. So there's the alarm as well, and then back to the time. So I did kind of mess it up. We'll go through it once more. So here we are on the timekeeping mode. Press it once to see the stopwatch, the recording feature, the timer, the dual time screen, that's what the DT stands for, the alarm screen, and then back to the timekeeping mode. So another thing, if you can see, I'll try and show that in the top section here. There is sort of a graphic sort of area with this circle, and so if I can show this off, the screen's a little bit dirty as well, sorry about that. There you go, hopefully you can see that. So you can see there's these little sort of tick marks, And so that's goes along with the seconds. So every 5 seconds, one of these little marks will show up, and then obviously it will go all the way around to 60 seconds, and it will reset and start over once more. So just kind of another cool feature to show the seconds moving. And what you might have seen this already, this also does have a step tracker included. So you can download the Gshock app, and it does have a Bluetooth functionality, so you can connect this to the app to track your steps. But you can see that on here as well. So if you press this button up here, I believe, it will change the display area. So if you press it once, it will show you how many steps you've taken for that day. Press it once more, it will show you just the seconds. Once more, it will show you the day, the date, the day of the week, and the seconds. And then press it again, and it will show you the time, seconds, and day of the week. So it does have a step tracker, which is pretty cool. I don't use this sort of as any kind of primary thing to count or for a target, but I do really like that is included on here. Kind of an interesting additional feature. So once again, that is the GBA800. Didn't put this one on. This one has sort of a different strap compared to the other two. It just has a single sort of slot, and then it does have a nice clasp just made out of plastic, and then another sort of keeper to hold the strap down, but fits really nice. A little bit smaller, but still really nice watch. So there's that one. All right, next up, this is probably my favorite watch of my collection. And part of that is just because it doesn't have a negative display. So, obviously the ones I've shown so far do have that negative display, which can sometimes be a little bit annoying. It's hard to see the time, whereas this, it's very nice and simple to see the time. So this is the Gshock G7900 with the module number 3194. Hopefully you can see that there. Kind of a different watch on the back. You can see right away it does have these sort of sections, and that's just to provide a little bit more contouring around your wrist, so it's not pinching or anything like that, where the band meets the watch. So kind of a different type of strap. I'll put this one on. Just has a single hole sort of system with the metal clasp, and obviously the sort of band keeper. Fits me quite well. And then so we'll go ahead and look at the functions. So as you can see, there's these the 4 buttons, and this button here is for the light. And it is a really good light. I've obviously have lights shining around to try and show these off, but hopefully you can see there, it does have a really good backlight, really good for seeing it in the dark. And this watch is kind of unique. As you can see, it has a lot kind of going on up here, and I'll get to that slowly. So obviously you can see we've got the time and the date there, and then along the side you have sort of a section here where it shows the alarms, and then here you have the signal, snooze, automatic illumination, I believe is what that stands for the light, and then mute. So if you want, you can turn the button keytones off. And then up here, there's these 2 sections sort of in this circle and this little graph. So these, so starting with the circle, this shows the moon phase. So it will tell you, you can set your longitude for where you're located, and then it will tell you kind of what phase the moon is at. And so how it works is the black portion is the part of the moon you cannot see, whereas the sort of clear portion is the part of the moon that you can see. when you look outside. So that is how that works. And then here, this is a tide graph. So again, in the settings of this watch, you can set what's called the lunitidal interval for different locations around the world. And then it will show you when it is high tide, obviously when it reaches that peak up there. So currently it's showing as low tide, and I have this set for Vancouver. So that's kind of what those sections are for. Now we'll go ahead and take a look through the different modes. So press the mode button once. This screen will show you sort of the tide, and then if you press this, it will change it to the moon. So you can kind of cycle through based on the day, and it will show you the data for different days in the future and the past. And then same for the tide. You can sort of cycle just by pressing this adjust. Then press the mode once more. It will take you to stopwatch, and this actually has two stopwatches. So this is stopwatch 1. Obviously, you can start, stop, reset. If you press this, it will show that 5. And so then what that means is that once you press start, it will count down from 5 before starting. So I'll show that off now. So I'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the stopwatch will start. And then press mode again. It will show you the second stopwatch, exactly the same, just if you want to have another stopwatch going for something else. Then next up is the timer. Pretty simple. Then the alarm. Again, this has 4 alarms. You can see on the side there. So alarm 1, signal, then 4, 3, 2, 1, or you can go the other way by pressing this button. So you can set the alarm. And then it has the world time. Whoops, and then back to the home screen. Another thing I forgot to mention, when you're using the stopwatch, once you press start, you can see this little section right here. Every minute that goes by on the stopwatch, they'll show a little tick mark, and it goes up to an hour, I believe, then it will reset. And so there's sort of the top and bottom, and that's both for the first stopwatch and second stopwatch. So just another sort of graphic area to see the time passing. Just a really nice watch. I just really like the sort of simplicity and reading it. The screen is really nice and big and clear, has a really nice backlight, and just fits really well. So this is definitely one of my favorite watches for EDC. Once again, that is the G7900. All right. That's it for the G-Shocks, but I do have another Casio. This is the Casio Mud Resist. I believe this is the TRT110H. Hopefully you can see that there. And the module number on this is 3463. So another really nice watch from Casio. I bought this off Amazon for, I want to say, between $20 and $30. So really affordable, really simple in how it works, but it has a lot of good features. So being as it is this mud resist, it's really, kind of impervious to the elements, good for water and mud, obviously. But what that does mean is that the buttons are a little bit more, I guess, sealed. So it does take a little bit more of a push to press the buttons just because of that mud resist capability. So obviously we've got the time showing here, the day of the week, and the date up on this sort of top screen. And then it has this sort of circle where it will show the alarm, signal, split for the stopwatch, and then the VIB stands for vibration. So this has a vibration functionality for the alarm. So if you want for when you're wearing the watch, instead of the alarm to beep, you can have it so it will vibrate. Really cool function on this watch. So we'll take a look here through the settings. You press this button here. Definitely a bit of a harder press. Then it will take you, as you can see, it will show down here. First up is the timer, then the stopwatch, then the alarm, and then the dual time as well. And then press it once more and it will bring you back to the main screen. And then I believe if you press and hold one of these buttons, it will turn on the vibration. Yes, there we go. So if you press and hold this button, it will turn on the vibration. And so now it doesn't have the beeping when you press. And then if you set the alarm or even the timer, let's see if I can do an example here. Go to the timer. Let's go to set the timer for, see if I can just set it for a few seconds just to show you how the vibration works. Just set it for 5 seconds. There we go. Set. And hopefully you'll be able to hear that vibration go off. So press start. Not sure if you can hear that, but it is vibrating. I believe it will vibrate until you press one of the buttons. Or no, it does vibrate for a little while and then it will sort of turn off. But really cool sort of option to have if you want to set some timers, but you don't want them to be beeping. Maybe you're at work or something like that, and it will just vibrate. And when it's on your wrist, it's strong enough that it's definitely noticeable. So really good option from Casio. Again, pretty affordable as well. And just a really nice option. It does have a really good light as well. Hopefully you can see that there just by pressing obviously where it says light. Has a pretty simple band clasp. It's just plastic, but anything from Casio is really super good quality and super durable. So even if with a plastic clasp, there's really no worry of that breaking off or anything like that. I don't know if I put this one on. Definitely a smaller watch compared to some of the other ones that I've shown, but just really nice. And I kind of like the colorway here, sort of that OD green with a little bit of the orange accents there. I think that looks really nice. Then next up is the Timx Expedition. This is pretty simple watch, but little bit fancier. So, you know, if I'm going out for supper or something like that, I'll usually wear this watch. Just looks a little bit classier. This does have a nice leather band with a nice metal clasp here. Put this one on. So this one does have sort of 2 sections to hold the strap. So there's this one here which is stitched in, and then this one which can be slid around. And then the watch here, pretty simple. You know, you have the second hands, hour, and the minute hands. You have a little window there for the date, and that's about all there is to it. It's really nice. It's just a really nice and simple, classy watch. Take this off. And it does have one kind of really cool sort of trick up its sleeve. It has really phenomenal backlight. So if you just press on the sort of dial here, it will glow. Hopefully you can see this. If I sort of put it in shadow. Turn this light off maybe. There you go. So it has a really good backlight, and just by pressing that, it will illuminate the entire face of the watch. And I do believe that these hands glow in the dark as well. If you have it out in the light, they will glow in the dark at night. Just a really classy watch from Timex. So there we have it. I'll bring all them back in again, just to show you once more. All right, and there we have it. This is my 6 watches in my collection. So that's it for today's video, taking a look at my watch collection. Definitely a bit of a longer video today, but I really just wanted to show you the features of each watch and their different functionality, and yeah, just some of the sort of more unique features on each of the different watches. So hopefully you enjoyed this, taking a look. I apologize if it's a little bit shaky trying to get a focus on some of the screens, especially on the negative displays, but hopefully you're able to see that as best as you could. But yeah, that's everything for today. I'd love to hear what your favorite watch for EDC is down in the comments below, or if you think there's some other watches that I should pick up. There's definitely a lot of watches on my wish list, but I'm always looking for some cool and unique watches to add to the collection. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button if you like this video, and if you like the other videos I'm making, hit the subscribe button as well. I would really appreciate it. But that is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Take care.